Hello. Hello, hello. Bonjour, Connect Hearing Community. I'm super thrilled to be back here. May is Better Hearing Month, so of course I need to be here to talk about myPhonak app 6.5 version. Okay, so thanks for all of you that are joining me live. I'm Cristiane Basilio. I am an audiologist and have a doctorate degree in audiology. And I've been working in the field for over 20 years now. And always happy to be here and help you, work better with your hearing aids and give you some tips and tricks, okay, on how to best adjust your hearing aid, okay? So before I dive in into the myPhonak app, so this is an app that works with the Phonak hearing aids, but I will first tell you about our giveaway because I can see a lot of you already joining me. So because of in celebration of the May Better Hearing Month, we're going to be giving away for one lucky viewer our friends and family discount on a pair of a hearing aid. Okay, so it's 30% off on a Phonak or a Audio Nova hearing aid that you will be receiving. And hopefully, of course, you need to go to our office. So I hopefully who is watching me live needs to be closer, let's say, to one of our locations that you can check on the website. We have, I don't know, 200 over more locations of clinics in Canada. But this discount is on Phonak and Audio Nova products and includes the three technologies, the standard, the I forgot, advanced, and then the select technology as well. Okay, so good luck. All you need to do is to add a comment below this video or on YouTube as well if you're watching me live on YouTube, and like our page and like our video, and then you might be able to be the lucky winner. So good luck there. I will keep my comments open here. So as usual, hi Zara. As usual, we'll have time at the end of this broadcast to answer your health questions, your hearing health questions. But I will start diving in the topic of today. Okay, so we're going to talk about, again, if you just joined me, myPhonak app 6.5 version, okay? I will show you on my phone. We're going to do a bit of we are going to work together on the app so you can really learn all the little tips and tricks, let's say, on how to best adjust your hearing aid. But before I do that, I just want to do two recommendations here. If you are a patient that just got hearing aids and you're still in that adaptation period, what that means, your brain is still adapting to the new sounds, you're learning new sounds, kind of we're rewiring our brain when we are getting new hearing aids, right? So if you are in that stage, I would say don't do too many adjustments on your hearing aids. You might can do a little volume up and down, you might do a little thing here and there, but really try to focus on getting used to the sounds, wearing your hearing aids on a regular basis. And then once you find your hearing care professional and you working together, found a good setting that you were good, doing well and hearing well in the majority of the situations, and you can start, playing a little bit more with the app and doing some fine tunings and creating your own programs, okay? So this is one important thing. And then the second thing is don't try to be too, I would say, normally, I don't know if I can say that word, but maybe panicking of, I needed to make sure everything's correct. I need to make sure I hear 100% well in all situations. It's not a good thing, okay, to be thinking that way all the time, because once we have a hearing loss, there are some changes in our hearing system, correct? And there are environments that will be a little harder to hear than others. So just don't get it too much of a fixation of finding the best setting for all situations, because that will make you a little crazy. Okay, but anyways, oh, hi Jeff, hi Prince, hi Brian, hi William. Very nice to see all of you here. All right, so let's start. I will share my phone screen here with you. And for the purpose of this video, I will not go over much on troubleshooting on Bluetooth connectivity. I already did a video about that. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, and really it hasn't really changed much on troubleshooting. So we can always repost that video. What I want to show you today is how can you fine tuning the sound, how can you create a program, and what you should be looking at on the app, okay? The only thing I'm going to show you about Bluetooth that you might sometimes get confused is when you go to your settings, if you did pair your hearing aids to the app, you are going to be seeing 3 hearing aids showing on your settings. Okay, you see there is a LE, LE left, LE right. This, it means low energy Bluetooth, and that means it's connected to the app. Okay, and then the single hearing aid that in my case shows R for right, that means my hearing aid is also connected to stream sound, to the phone calls and so on. Okay, so that's why you see 3 of those, but even though it just shows one, that for streaming, you will be able to hear both ears as well. Okay, so this is what you should be seeing on your settings. Now I will be going on my app. Okay, there's some new things there that I want to show you and some improvements as well from our older app. Okay, important to say the myPhonak app works with 3 technologies, 3 Phonak hearing aid technologies, Marvel, Paradise, and Lumity. Okay, so when your hearing care professional adjusts your hearing aids, we have in our software what we call the auto sense. That is your automatic program. Okay, and you can see here that shows automatic program. And the automatic program, as I mentioned in the beginning of the session, it should work well in the majority of situations, okay? Because your hearing care professional adjusts the sound settings based on your hearing test, based on your hearing sensitivity. So overall, when you're walking around, when you're changing from one environment to the other, your hearing aids is scanning the environment and is just letting the software in the hearing aid to adjust the sound quality based on that environment you're at, okay? So great. But there are some cases where you get maybe maybe you like that specific restaurant, and that restaurant doesn't have a good acoustics, it has a very high ceiling, doesn't have much like soft cushions around, so there's a lot of echo in the environment, and then you feel that the automatic is not doing a good job, okay? These are the cases that I want to give you some options on what you do with your hearing aids, all right? Before we show you all these programs, one important feature that I want to show you that is new on the myPhonak app, this new version, is when you go to your devices on the bottom of your app, there is an option that says connection management, okay? When I click on there, make sure that you have that icon turned on, stay connected, because what that means is your hearing aid is going to always stay connected to the app, okay? We had a problem in the past where every time you turn it on your app, the app was trying to search and find the hearing aids. And then it was a bit of a bummer, sometimes would not connect, so it was a little, annoying. So they had improved that, and you are able to select to stay connected all the time, okay? So I would just leave that all the time because you don't have that issue with connectivity, okay? So this would be the very first step. You go on the device settings, make sure the connection and stay connected, okay? All right, so after I'm gonna go to more options in there, but let's dive in more into the fine tuning settings, okay? Oh, hey, hi, Wendy. Oh, I see someone is really happy today. Oh, you gotta work, Alberto. Hi, Alberto. Nice that you're able to join me live. Okay, so let me give you some tips. We're gonna focus on the programs on top here. You see, we have automatic. We all have that program in our hearing aids. And then we have a restaurant setting, we have a music setting, and we have a TV setting. These are kind of a preset settings that Phonak created for you, okay? That is based on the settings from the automatic settings, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. A little confusing, but hopefully that makes sense. So if you would like, let's say, to create your own program, I would probably tell you to make things easier and for you to be more successful is to stick with that options. Okay. So if you're going to create a program for a background noise situation, a restaurant, a group setting, I would start on that restaurant setting. Okay. If you want to create a program, maybe when you are in the theater, maybe you're going to a concert, we probably should be wearing hearing protection. But anyways, but if you're going maybe to a theater or something, then we are going to choose music. Okay, so this is like a starting, let's say starting point. It's just a little different setup for that environment. And one of the main difference here is once I select to be on my restaurant setting, it means that now my hearing aid is going to stay at that program for the entire time that I'm in that restaurant setting, okay? And we're just gonna go back to the automatic if you touch automatic again, or if you forget, let's say you forgot about it, you're going home and you're still on the restaurant program, it's not a big deal. You might notice sounds are gonna be a little different around you, but as soon as you get the hearing aid, and you might turn it off the hearing aid or you put it back into the charging case, then it always resets to the automatic. Okay, that makes sense? So if I am on the restaurant setting, there is some presets that are available. And all you need to do here, you're going to adjust program, and it's going to open up all these other options. Okay. You can get a bit overwhelmed because like, what do I do now? There's so much to do here, right? But let me show you what you can adjust and what makes a difference most of the time when you're in a restaurant setting. So as soon as you open up that restaurant setting, there are a couple of things you can change. There is an option that says noise reduction, okay? And you see that it's already showing on the highest because that is already a preset for you. So you might don't need to adjust anything, okay? That might be enough. But sometimes when people have, let's say, I'll give you a scenario, you might have a more severe hearing loss. Some patients don't like to not hear anything around. They feel very enclosed. They don't like that feeling, okay? So then you might want to adjust a little bit less, for example. Okay, so it's kind of a trial and error, all right? Because there's not like a real, you need to do this, that's gonna work. It's really depending on your hearing laws and the environment you are, okay? But as you can see here, it gives you some options. So if the problem when you get in a restaurant was more because you found was just too noisy, you're just eating by yourself and you're just like, oh, it's annoying me, all these noises around me, I would keep at the comfort. Okay. But if the issue, for example, when you got to the restaurant, you have a friend in front of you, they're not speak clearly enough and you're having difficulties, then you would change it to the clarity. Okay. What it changes that when you go to a clarity or a speech, they're all different type of settings, okay, that you could try. You can then decide, oh, when I'm on that speech setting, that I really hear well, like I hear everybody well around me. What you could do, you could update. I'm not going to do that yet because if not, it's going to save there. You can update. So every time you go back to that setting is the setting you liked. Okay, so then it kind of changes that as your default. Another thing you can do, if that's the setting you liked, you could save as new and then creating a program. Okay, so we're gonna do that together. So let's create again the scenario to make it simpler. Okay, I got in a restaurant, I couldn't hear my friends, and then I switched from, let me go back here. Close without saving, yes, okay. I got in a restaurant, I couldn't hear well around, too much, I'm gonna now change to my restaurant. As soon as I changed to my restaurant, I felt, okay, that seemed a little better, but still not great, let's say that way. I'm gonna go to adjust my program, and then I'm gonna play with the options that they give me here, this preset options, okay? So I will perhaps change, oh, hold on, oh, sorry, I just click on. I will click on the clarity or the speech, for example, if I'm looking to hear better speech, right? Okay, I like that, but it's still a little too sharp, let's say. I find a little too teeny the sounds around me. What you can do here, you see there is this icon here is the equalizer, okay? So on the equalizer, that's like a real step up in adjustment, okay? You can adjust the tone of the sound. So if you find that friends or the noises around was just like too teeny, too sharp, you could come here and reduce slightly more the treble, for example, okay? And then let's say I adjust, okay, feel great, that's what I like, I'm gonna close. And then when I'm back to that speech setting, with that adjustment that I did, I feel that's pretty good. Okay, I'm hearing well, I don't wanna just make more adjustments for this place. I would like to save that as my new setting. So you're gonna go here on Save as New, and just take a few seconds here to save. And we are going to create a program with a different name. So you might want to add the name of that specific restaurant, or you might want to just put a restaurant 2, like you can just select the name you want, okay? So I will put it here, let's say Cactus Club. Cactus, okay. And then I will select the setting that I like for that environment, okay? So once I did that, I added a program. Now, on those top programs here that I showed in the beginning, I have my option. I have the Cactus program, okay? So you can create up to 10 programs. But think about that, of course, as I mentioned in the beginning, we don't want to be changing hearing aids all the time, all the programs, but there are some specific environments that we do, okay? And most of these environments, if you start noticing it, are more high ceiling places, echoey environment, and very noisy environments, okay? Those are the situations that you might feel that can help you, okay? So this is one type of adjustment, let's say. I want to show you a little more what you can do in that program. So I'm going to go back now again to my restaurant program, okay? And I want to show you some other features you can adjust there as well. So adjust program, and I have my settings in there. What else we have here to change? We can change how, come on, there we go. We can change how narrow we would like to hear. So in some environments, if you're just one-on-one, you and a friend, it's really good if you can narrow down and really just hear your friend, okay? But let's say you have 3 friends in front of you. You want to hear everybody well, right? So when you change it to that restaurant setting, it always change what we call the speech focus is preset to narrow, okay? So it's going to give you a very narrow hearing in that situation. If you feel you're missing out what's happening on the sides, you just need to move this back a little bit, okay? And again, it's trial and error, okay? You adjust a little bit and you let it go and try for a few seconds and see how it goes, all right? Important thing when you're doing fine tunings on hearing aids is not changing too many things at the same time, okay? Because then you're lost and then you're just lost your time because you don't know what worked, you don't know what didn't work. So that doesn't help, okay? So I would say it's better to go make one change, just wait a few seconds and see if that's helpful. If not, change back that. So let's say that did not help me. I didn't like that change. Then you change it back, and you might want to then adjust the compression of the hearing aid. So the dynamic compression, what it does, it's written here on the app. It reduces the loud sounds or increases the soft sounds. So if we have someone that has a very soft voice with you, and you're already on that speech focus and you're still having difficulties, you can just change it to increase that soft sounds. Okay, and then you might be able to hear her better. But remembering that sometimes soft sounds, you might also turn it up, like the napkin noise or the jacket noise. So all of that are on the soft sounds as well. Okay, so it's not going to really sometimes separate as well the speech, but it really, again, depends on the environment you are. You might be able to. Okay, and if I do like, so let's say this is the update. I really like this restaurant setting. I really like on a comfort preset. And I like all these adjustments that is showing me here now. I can update. And then your app is going to, every time you go to the restaurant and to the comfort setting, is going to be on that fine tuning that you did. Okay. That makes sense. Let me see if I have some questions here, because I know there's lots to talk. Trying to listen to you. Okay, it's very helpful. Okay, all right. So let's keep going, and I will go over more of the questions here at the end. So we talk a lot about restaurants. Now we're going to talk about music. Okay, so I know music is a big thing for all of us, majority of us. Right? It's just, I don't know, we just give you some emotions, and it's just so nice to listen to music. And it can get very frustrating, of course, when we lose hearing, right? It's, you just don't enjoy the music that you used to before. So important to say that when you have hearing aids, it always focusing on speech. Okay, so over the years, hearing aids had improved a lot for music quality as well. And I can definitely say that even musicians nowadays, they like hearing aids, what was a problem in the past. But it's still, the focus of hearing aids is always improving communication. Okay, so it does have a music setting built in the hearing aid on the automatic setting, and they give you an option as well here to fine tune your music setting if you want. Okay, so if you go here on the music setting, and I'll show you what happens. I haven't mentioned on the other setting, to just to tell you, this is the volume control. Okay, so when it shows 0, it means your default volume. And then you can lower the volume and you can up the volume. Okay. If you're having to turn it up too much or turn it down too much, I would say you need to go back to your hearing care professional. All right. So that means your default is not working properly. Volume control on hearing aids, when you are adapted to hearing aids, and you're set to, let's say, to the best volume, to give it the best benefit, you shouldn't need to adjust much at all, volume too higher or too lower. Sometimes it's one notch higher or one notch lower. But if you're having to do a big adjustment, I would go back to talk to your hearing care professional. Okay. So when you adjust your volume up and down here, it will adjust both ears. Phonak gives you the option of separating right and left. I personally don't find that's a good idea, unless you're in a very specific situation. Maybe you are in the car and you want to open the window and that side will be more noisy. You want to turn it down that level, maybe, okay? Or maybe in the car also, if someone is sitting on the side and you want to keep that side a little louder, that might be a good option. But the majority of situations will keep the volume together to keep a good balance between the two ears, okay? Because that was already adjusted by your hearing care professional. Okay, and it has as well a mute program here that I haven't showed you as well. So if you are in the metro, the SkyTrain, it's too noisy, you could mute your hearing aids right here. Okay, but let's go back to the music settings. So I have my music setting. Like the restaurant, you're going to always have that adjust program option. Okay, and same idea. It's going to always show you some presets, And I would start that way to try and see what you like the best. Okay. So I'm in the theater, I'm watching this amazing show, but I'm having a bit of difficulties here to understand what they're saying. Change it to that music setting and let's see, kind of play with this preset options first to see what happens, okay? Because all these preset options is changing that equalizer that I showed you, the treble, the bass, the mid sounds. So it based on what it says here, so let's say surround, it will make different adjustments automatically here on the equalization. If I go on speech, often it will increase the mid frequencies where you have the most consonants and vowels to help you hear better, okay? So this is a much easier, less complicated way, I would say, is to first start with the presets because that is already adjusted, those equalizers for you, okay? And then as soon as you adjust, and you can see, if you remember the restaurant setting, on when we are on the music setting, there is a big difference already on the speech focus, okay? Automatically change it to be wide, okay? Because when you're listening to music, you don't want to have just the focus. You want to hear everything around you, right? So this is already happens automatic when you choose that music setting. And it will just going to remain in that program until you decide not to, okay? So try first those updates, the presets, I would say. If you are on that music setting, you are in that theater, and you found there was a little too noisy maybe around me, but I like that comfort program, I hear better, it's just a nice sound quality, but just the noise is a little too high, I'm gonna maybe lower, put a bit more strong, the noise reduction, so then you don't hear as much the noise around and might enjoy better the music. And then if you felt great, sounds are great, I'm good, you could always update that. Okay, then you don't need to do this again next time you are in that theater. You can just go straight back there and it's going to be in a nice sound quality for you. Okay, what I would say when you do this updates, the majority of time we kind of pick similar environments, right? That we go to, we like the restaurants we normally like and those things. So it might be a little bit of a work in the beginning for you to find that best setting you like for that situation. But once you save, then it's there. Next time you are in the restaurant, you just switch and leave your hearing aids at that setting. Okay. Same idea here with music. I just want to show you one more little thing is on the dynamic, okay? So sometimes you might feel, if you lower the volume, then I feel more comfort, but then I'm not hearing well the music, or it's just everything went too low. So then instead of you lowering the volume, you could come here on that dynamic compression that I mentioned, and then you can go towards the decrease loud. So you kind of move this to decrease loud. Okay, so that way, I don't know if you can see, I don't know, there we go. It's right here on the bottom, because then it's just going to affect the very loud sounds, not the overall volume of the sounds. Okay, all right, and you can always save as new. So if I like that, I will put it on there, and then I can just create a new program for me that will call, I don't know, Theater, Elizabeth Theater, okay? And I will put it here. So let's say, I'm just going to do that quickly, Elizabeth Theater. Okay, and then I save, so now I have that option for me. Okay. All right, so are we good with the programs? Now I have all my options here. Okay, so let me see, before I show anything else, let me see if you have any questions about that program settings. Let's see. How I delete. Okay, so how do I delete a program that I saved in error? Wonderful question, Shelley. So let me show you. So we are now so let's say, as she said, I adjust my hearing aid, I make an adjust. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like to have this program anymore. I will go here on my devices. Let's see if you can see it. I think my name is showing right there. Might show better because I can see my name on the screen. You can't really see the bottom of the. Okay, so if I go here on devices, it will show me on the very top. It always shows you which hearing aid you have. If you have a rechargeable hearing aid, it shows what is the battery level of your hearing aids, and it shows you the current program that I'm at. Okay, so I'm gonna click that program because I did not like that setting. I saved wrong. I just didn't like it. What I'll do is I'm gonna click on that program, and then I'm gonna delete the program from there. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you one more time here. So you just go on the devices, then you go on the program here. I would suggest you do not delete the preset programs from Phonak. Okay. It's a little tricky. You won't be able to put it back on yourself. So only delete the ones that you created yourself if you need to. But the ones that comes already preset on the app, that is the automatic, restaurant, music, and TV, don't delete those, okay? Because you won't be able to put it back on if you want to. You're gonna need to go back to the clinic. We need to reset the hearing aid to factory settings, and then we'll be able to give you those back, okay? So just delete the one you created. So I didn't like my Cactus Club program. I will just gonna delete this program. Okay, Shelley? Good? Okay, so this is how you delete them. What else we have in this device options here? What else can we see here? We see about the Bluetooth connectivity. So if you pair the hearing aids to stream sound, to talk on the phone, you can always come here and making sure, and it kind of shows you what you should be seeing it. Your Bluetooth gotta be on, okay? You can change that connectivity, and you can also, I don't know if you've heard about it, we have what they call as a tap control, okay? This feature only works with the rechargeable hearing aids, and you can turn it on or turn it off, okay? Because it can get sometimes a little sensitive when you touch my switching programs, and some people like, some people don't like. They prefer to press the button instead of tap on it. And then if that's kind of annoying you for some reason, or maybe you were adjusting your hair and then you were like selecting Siri all the time, or something's happening, it's like, what's happening? Like, I don't want to make any changes in my hearing aids. Usually it's because the tap control is on. Okay, so you just need to come here and then turn it off, your tap control, if you do not like that feature. Okay, but if you like that feature, as a tip here, when you're tapping it, use your 3 fingers and you tap on the very top of your hearing aids, like, okay, so like a quick tap. Okay, then we'll switch, okay, to you're going to be able to answer the phone call, for example, that way. Okay, but this is where you can adjust the tap control. What else can you do? Oh, you can create notifications for cleaning your hearing aids, so that's always great. Okay. Oh, how to get the tap control, Marianne? You go. Oh, so there is one thing though. That's a good question. Your hearing care professional has to making sure the tap control it is on in the software. Okay, so when they fit you with the hearing aids, they needed to leave that feature enabled. Okay, so if for some reason you don't see it, when you go here on the devices, right, as I showed you there, and you go into set up tap control, if that option is not there, you need to talk to your hearing care professional, but most likely we leave it on, and then we let you decide if you like that or not. Okay, but that's where it is, the tap control. Okay, so we have this cleaning reminder, and then you can also choose, and I would probably recommend you, because when you put the hearing aid back in the charger, I'm not going to do that now because I don't want to get disconnected from the app, but when I add the hearing aid, oh, here. When I add the hearing aid in the charger, it will turn it off by itself. And then when you pick it up, it will turn it on by itself. Okay, so this is a feature that normally comes that way as a default. If for some reason you don't like that option, you can turn it off here on this auto on change settings. So you could turn that off, for example. Okay, I don't see much why. Oh my goodness, hold on. What is this? Someone was calling me. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Oh gosh. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. That's not good. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it back. Someone called me on my phone. Oh well. These are the things that happens live. I'm sorry about that. All right. So, can you see now? I have to adjust this again. There we go. Okay, so let me show you one last feature because I think we're here for a long time. I'm going to show you the health feature. When you download the app, it will ask you if you want to create an account with Phonak. If you do not want to use the health feature on the app, you do not need to create an account, okay? But if you want to use the health feature, you need to create an account, okay? So I create my account, I put it on here, and then when I go, so remember we have home where you would make adjustments, and then you have the health option, and the health option is a pretty cool option. It will show you for how long you wear it, okay? And you can even set goals. What I love that, you know, so every time you think about hearing aids, we want to wear them from 8 hours minimum a day, okay? If you want to be successful with hearing aids. So you want to minimum 8 hours. I would say 10 to 12 hours, even better, or more if you don't sleep much, let's say. But you can set goals, and you can see here, you know, for how many hours you are wearing it, and it's just a great way. And also it will record the steps that you do, okay? So the same thing, you know, those Fitbit, those like smart watches that kind of records your step, your hearing aids can do that as well for you, okay? So you can take a look, you can also set goals. Normally they say 10,000 steps a day, okay, to keep young and healthy. So maybe add that on there as your step goals, and you'll be able to have those steps recorded through your hearing aids, okay? Another cool thing here that shows as well, I find, it's not only the steps, but it shows you which kind of activity level that you did as well. So if it was just more like a low level activity, if you did, you know, if you pushed you a little harder when you're walking, or medium or a high, so it will show you all the levels of activity that you are doing, okay? And then you can set your goals for how many steps you have. There is one hearing aid as well that is not what I have right now connected, but it calls Audio Fit. That hearing aid on the health setting on the app, it also check your heart rate as well. Okay, so if you are very active, if this is an important thing for you, that might be a great option for you as well. Okay. All right, so let's see if I have any questions, if I can turn it off this app, or if I should, how to get. Barb is asking me, why is my Bluetooth phone calls not highlighted? Pressing the arrow button does nothing. Bluetooth phone calls, are you talking about on the settings? If that's what you're talking about, or maybe it's on the app, Barb, if you can answer me, because I don't have it in here on mine right now. It might be here. That might be here. I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're asking. Oh, how do I get it? Okay, so when you are on the app, if you are streaming, then you should be able to see that option there, so you can adjust the volume, or you can make some adjustment when you're on the phone call. Okay. How to get the steps? Okay, Wendy. So all you need to do is you need, first of all, to create an account with Phonak. Okay. And let me see if I find, normally will come up when you first download the app, but I'm sure there's a way you can Okay, I'll figure it out and I'll tell you later how you can go there. But technically, health, you go in the health option, and then it will show you here the options. Because I already create an account, mine is not showing here, but now I'm remembering. If you haven't opened an account with Phonak, when you click that heart button, that health button, it will pop up a window saying, do you want to create an account with Phonak? And you need to do that in order to see your steps. Okay. All right, tap control, I answer, delete program, I answer. Why is nothing happening when I tap more settings? I don't know, what is that? Could you please post the link to the previous session about Bluetooth connectivity? For sure, Barb. I'll ask Lindsay to do that. Yeah. Thank you. Trying to listen to, let's see if I have any question. I don't see any other specific question here. Let's see, new comments. Oh, okay. I think we got all the questions. I think so. All right. So I believe we are done, let's say, for today. I don't think I showed you the majority of things. I would say a good important message is don't make too many changes at the same time. As I mentioned, make one little change here and there, see how it sounds like, save it, test it out. Important to know is when you go back to your hearing care professional, bring your phone with them, because if you created any program that you really like, let's say, and you would like that setting to be maybe manually, or you want to change on your hearing aids or something, they can copy that setting to your current setup. Okay, but they need to see what you did on the phone, because when we connect your hearing aids into our computer, we won't be able to see the programs that you created. Okay, so just bring your phone with you. All right. And okay, I think that's it. Okay. I don't think we have any other questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay safe, stay connected, have an amazing summer, and end of spring, beginning of summer, hopefully to see you again. Okay. Bye. Take care, everyone.